So tonight we are going to, these next 3 nights, we're going to talk marriage, family, have some fun.
Should we put
real
go
and raw
live on your Insta too,
conversation.
or just my Insta?
I think we got Victory's right here.
Oh, we got Victory's Insta
Yeah.
and mine, and we're on YouTube.
YouTube and Facebook is here.
What?
Got 'em.
Okay, so
Got 'em.
we got Victory YouTube on this phone, Victory Facebook, Victory Instagram on this phone. What's up, Victory Instagram? And then we got P. Diddy's Instagram
Yes.
right here. We love you guys.
Yeah. So tonight
Go
we're
ahead.
actually going to go live with a few of our friends, talk
Come
about,
on.
marriage life and quarantine, the quarantine edition. And then
What we're learning from
Yeah,
it.
what we're learning, what we're getting, and also like quarantine or not, marriage just has things that you're constantly learning and navigating. And then, hey, from Victory Housing, I see that.
Yeah, we're going to open
All
up
the way from
window.
California. Come on, surprise. Who's it gonna be?
But
Who's it gonna be?
we all have
I
different
love thoughtfulness.
languages. And we've got to learn. We've got another guy jumping on here, him and his wife.
We have some funny gift-giving stories, too.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yo!
What's up, Sean?
Sean Foyt is on with us.
What's
Sean,
up, guys?
how are
You're
you doing?
frozen. Oh, there you are. You're frozen. Hey, Kate.
Hey!
Oh, it's frozen.
Come on. Are you
I
guys...
have to take it off the internet.
Can you see it?
Yeah, now we see it. You guys are a little frozen, a little blurry, but you're coming through. It must be the wilderness you guys are at right now. Can you hear us? All right, I think they're getting it figured out over there. We'll give them a second. As they're doing that, what I was trying to say on the 5 love language. Hey, there you guys are. Can you hear us? Sean?
We live in the country, man. We got to walk a little bit for service. All right, can you see now?
Yeah, now, can you hear us and see us?
Yeah.
Someone just said A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's your thing.
Oh, it's just a ridiculous TikTok we've done. But that's in the past. It's in the past.
She doesn't want to talk
speaking
about
of
it.
country, we've lived in, we were out there. We were with you guys.
Yeah,
in
we
the
stayed at
country.
your house out in Redding, California.
That's true. You did. You stayed in our house.
We lived with cold water for a long time until we finally had the guts to tell you.
And the shower was broken and the cold water wasn't on. Yeah, we're a little bit more refined since then.
It's
Come
good.
on, bro. Are you guys there right
We're
now?
just thankful.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
In fact, behind here, you can see behind me, that's the new orchard that we're building. That we're
Nice.
finishing.
Wow.
It's like about 32 fruit trees. We're just getting ready for the end of the world. So,
Come on, bro.
You're already on it.
Dude, it's crazy in California.
You guys have gone through so much in California.
Tell everyone about it, because we got a lot of Okies on here. So tell everyone what's going on in California.
yeah, I mean, California was, I think the first case of the virus was in California, and then I think the
2 hours down up here.
first several cases were, and so, being the state that we are, that the government loves to control a lot, not to go down that rabbit trail.
Bro, I'm ready for it.
The government started controlling a lot, so we actually closed up, man, way back. I think it was.
It's been almost 2 months.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 months.
Wow.
So, or maybe 6 weeks, something like that. It was like maybe middle of March, and so that's kind of when they really started clamping down here in California. And yeah, so we've been out here. I mean, obviously, like so many people, our travel's been canceled. All our plans. We've become homeschool parents, and I guess cured and. I'm shooting turkeys on my property, and we're just hunkering down.
I made my first loaf of sourdough bread.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on.
Come on,
He's
Kate.
making sourdough bread, and it's bomb.
I'm like, what is happening to me?
Actually,
You're
she made
metamorphosing.
sourdough muffins today.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
turning into a homestead wife.
Well, you got the acres to do it, and Mountain
on.
Orchard.
We need a few chickens. We need...
Yeah, we haven't gotten quite into the farm animals yet. I think that's next level.
What
But,
animals do you guys have right now out there?
Well, I have this. This is
Oh,
my dog,
little
Zoo.
guy.
And then we have a farm cat. And that's pretty much it.
Yes.
4
Besides
kids. I don't know if I mentioned that.
4 kids, like you guys know the 4-kid life. Kate, you and I were pregnant at the same time.
That's right. I
And
forgot
you got
about
a
that.
girl.
Yeah. It's,
Now, what are the ages of your kids and like genders?
We have 1 girl, she's 9, and then 3 boys. So 7, 5, and 2.
Wow.
And they're so, yeah. Same
Which-
like you guys, we're just never bored. Never.
right? Never sitting down. Never sitting down.
Crazy.
Which one is really testing your patience the most right now?
Malachi, our 7-year-old.
He's our 7-year-old. He's definitely the most emo. He's probably going to be a musician. He's amazing, but
Yeah.
his highs are really high and his lows are really low.
So
How do you
homeschooling
do
is
that?
Fun.
How do you
It's
do
fun.
that? I don't know how I'm going to do that. How do you handle the
I
emo
know.
child?
I know it's the hardest. Like I can handle like the mischievous, crazy one way easier than the emotional one because you have to be so careful. Like you can you have to do the dance the whole time.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like, Kate's like, got to be sensitive, and I'm like, no, we need to rein him in, and it's just kind of finding that balance of with a child like that. I mean, he's amazing, and when he is like having a good day, and what's the saying we used to have for him? The weather in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
He used to have this saying it would be like our saying in the morning, like, how's the weather in San Francisco? Oh, it's really foggy today. Heads up, Kai is
Oh, God.
emotional this morning. Or it'd be like, hey, it's bright and sunny, and he wakes up and he's, you just don't always know what you're going to get. Now, I think some of that, it's interesting to see the dynamic change because
Oh,
Oh no.
the video.
What just
ended.
happened? How do I do it?
Hit share story.
And then go again?
Yep, and then go again.
Okay, tell him to jump back on. Okay, somehow, we didn't know this, but I guess Instagram ends your live thing after an hour. So we are going to try to jump back on with Sean and Katie because it kicked us off. So if you were just on with us, stay on. Somehow Instagram ended our feed right in the middle of this. And Sean, once you jump back on, we will accept your request. We were talking about parenting, talking about
There he is.
marriage.
Here.
There's Sean. Okay. Sean's back on. Now we just got to get his request, and we'll get him back on with us live.
Does he request us? Request
Yeah.
us, John.
Sean, send in
Sean.
a request, and then we'll receive it. Shawnee.
Sean joined. So glad you guys are joining us. Thank you so much.
There
Oh, there
he
he is.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I don't know why Instagram kicked us off. It's all this censorship, They're just trying to censor all of us trying to talk about marriage and parenting.
There you are.
Sean!
what the heck?
Bro, Instagram is censoring us, dude.
It's a
Callie, bro,
conspiracy.
they're on to you.
Bro, the censorship on me and Candace Owens and you and Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro. I don't know what's going on. Joe Rogan.
We're in their same level, dude.
Yeah, I guess we're just getting censored these days for marriage and parenting. So keep going. You were talking about the weather in San Francisco and
With your child.
yeah,
I was
Malachi.
just saying that was our key word for Malachi, because we didn't want with a child like that, he has the potential to bring an entire vibe or mood on your house.
Wow. Yeah.
And so instead of us being like, well, Malachi, we wanted to just kind of have a subtle way to say it. But it's interesting, I was saying, because I've been home every day now, and so to see how that has changed things, because when I would be gone traveling, he would be even worse. It would be more difficult.
Oh,
So
wow.
even that's kind of changed, like our home dynamic with each of our kids, but especially with Malachi, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like he needs to feel his emotions. I don't know if you guys have a kid like this, but
Yeah, Ben.
if you try to shut it down, it just turns into even more of a crazy wave after wave after wave. So I think one of the things that we did when he was younger is we'd be like, okay, you can totally be sad. That's understandable, but you need to go to your room to be sad, or you need to go in my room to be sad, because then it would just change the whole dynamic of our home, like he was saying.
Wow.
So that has helped him. But the funny thing is now if he feels any emotion, he tries to run to feel it somewhere. And I'm like, I don't know if this is bad. I don't know. We're just like trial and error here. I don't know
Trial
what
and
we're doing.
error. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
You know,
Hey.
I have an interesting question for you guys. Because, yeah, Sean, you mentioned you were gone a lot, whether it's like music or definitely like the
Touring.
campaign stuff.
Yeah,
And
the
then, like, all of a
campaign.
sudden, it's completely flipped the script. Now you're home. How does that affect your marriage? Like,
Yeah.
quarantine edition.
I mean, we had the most drastic change
Yeah.
out of anybody I know.
Yes.
Because during the campaign, he was doing our nonprofits, his travel already, plus the campaign. And the funny thing is, Sean kept saying, "Babe, just wait, just hold on till March. Just wait till March. We're gonna have tons of family time because the elections were gonna be over in March." But we had no idea how prophetic that really was.
Wow.
That we were gonna have all kinds of time together. But honestly, it has been so good for us because I feel like when he's traveling a lot, we hit a lot of like whiplash. You know, it's like he's in, we do life a certain way. When he's gone, we do life a certain way. And it's just this like constant whiplash, which there's a lot of grace for it, but we're trying to figure out still. But having him home, we don't have that constant whiplash of him. And it's just so wonderful. I feel like it's been a healing time for our family.
So good.
For sure. It's been such a blessing, and it's been funny because at night we're like, so, like, what do you want to talk about?
That's awesome.
We're not used to this, like, every night together.
That's
Wow, what a
So
awesome.
gift.
funny.
What's funny is I told Kate, I don't know, a couple years ago, I was like, I'm going to take 2 months off or 3 months off. And she's like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. And I kept saying it like every year. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm totally going to do it. And I was actually going to do it. And then the whole campaign thing came up, and we really felt like we were supposed to do that. And then this happened.
Yeah.
And I told Kate, and I think I might even told Paul, I'm not sure, but I told some people really early on, I said, you know, I think like this thing, I knew it was kind of breaking out in China, but I told Kate, I'm like, this is going to be a game changer. Like, this is going to change the way that we do life, not just for us, but I think for the world. And I think in a lot of ways, it's been, I know for us, it's been really healthy, been really great. It's been a really great reset. There's still so many questions out there with our kids. It's changed the dynamic with school. It's obviously changed our marriage in a lot of ways, in a lot of really good ways, but also it's just like when you're in proximity nonstop,
Yeah.
you know, like all the time nonstop, and then your kids are there all the time nonstop. It just creates many more points where friction can happen.
Yes. Tell us about
Bro,
this
we're
friction.
feeling that. We're feeling that.
I think our viewers have
I know.
sensed it too.
I know there
Oh, snap.
better be some couples out there nodding their heads right now, or y'all are a bunch of liars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tell him about the friction, babe.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like, it's just interesting. Like, it's a level, of course, of being home all the time. Like, and thankfully, like, I got an amazing office that I can kind of escape to. Kate doesn't really have that, so
Right. You don't have an office. You have a
I
building.
feel mostly.
I need an office.
Yeah,
Yes,
she needs
you
an
do.
office. I feel mostly bad for her because she doesn't have a place to really escape to, and you know, I have like a zillion organizations and things we're trying to figure out what to do, Zoom calls all the time, all that stuff, you know, and I'm trying to help with the kids and the homeschool stuff, but Kate's like taking that on. But it's this thing where you just never get a break, you know. There's
Right.
no
There's
relief.
no relief.
You know what I do? What I have found is that you have to make up real quick.
Yeah, right?
You know, you can let things fester.
That's good.
I'm like, well, we have to say sorry real fast. Like, have to choose the
Yeah.
selfless route. He said sorry today, you guys.
Come on.
I'm good at saying sorry.
That's good, Sean.
Quarantine
Yeah.
edition. Miracles.
Another level,
Waymaker.
guys. Another level.
Wow.
No, I think that's a good point about making up fast because, like you said, we're just such in this. We're all around each other. Our kids can see it. We can feel it. And there is no escaping. Most times we're just like all in the same car. And it's like, okay, you just got to get over your hurt feelings real quick. because
Right.
we're now like our kids are everywhere, and we just need to move forward, and not stay mad. But no, I think that's really good too. What you were
And
saying.
talk about affecting the mood of and talking about your child who's 7, your boy, talking about the moods affecting the home. Definitely
Right.
when things are unresolved. I think our 4-year-old said the other day, they were like, be nice. Like I think they noticed some friction,
Dude,
some
he
tension.
felt something, and I felt so bad when he said that. I was like, okay, I need to relax. He could tell there was tension in a moment. But it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys are saying
I
something.
think you're the other thing too is you're really exposed, which I think is healthy. I mean, Americans, like, we're independent people. We like to have our space. We like to do our thing, and it's like I feel like in some ways, if we can embrace this, like the Lord is revealing the trial by fire, the character things, the little. I mean, they are just. We are exposed. Like, we are in our families, in our homes. We're left to grapple with, what like Kate and I are talking about. Like, how are our kids being raised up? What are their responses to our authority? Do they feel loved? Do they feel appreciated? How can we, it just kind of, we're in this, I don't know, this giant mirror where it's like this constant reflection of our lives, of our parenting, of our marriage.
Right, how we handle living in a global pandemic where we could totally have fear in the house, but how
Oh snap! We lost you guys. Can you hear us?
You still there?
yeah.
Oh, there we
can.
go.
There we go.
All right, say it again.
I don't know.
Pandemic.
Yeah, it's hard even with the global pandemic, and how do we handle that? Are we going to have a house with a lot of stress, anxiety, or are we going to create joy and peace in the middle of so many questions, so many disappointments? I don't know about you guys, but our kids have obviously, just like the rest of the world, it's just constant disappointment and trying to help them understand and how to walk through that.
How have you guys done that? What kind of terminology do you guys say? How do you guys walk them through that?
Yeah, I mean, how would you say that we're...
I mean, obviously they can't see their friends. They can't go on their field trips. They can't do any of this stuff. I mean, our kids love...
CBS has been canceled.
Yeah, Vacation Bible School, sports, all these things that they love. And I'm actually amazed. I think they're resilient. Mm-hmm. I think what they've done. But we've just tried to create, like, our own exciting little things that we can count on every day. Like, we're going to throw the bikes in the back today and take the truck, and we're going to go on an adventure. Or, I took the kids to sleep in like our little fort that we have on our property one night. Just trying to create these moments where they have things they can look forward to, even though they can't see their friends, and they're going to wake up in the morning and they're going to be around the same 5 people that they've been around the last 2 months. Like, can we create these moments? Maybe it's even for us, maybe it's more for us. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think that kids remember feelings,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I feel like the kids remember how they felt. I know, at least for me as a kid, I remember more how my parents made me feel than what they said.
Or did. Yeah, totally.
And I know that sounds really arty and whatever, but it's just true. It's like the context of the culture that we create and the feelings that our kids have towards that culture is what they actually remember. I don't feel like it's always the specific moments. Of course, I remember when my dad told me he's proud of me and all that stuff, but I remember more the culture that was established. And so I feel like this moment that we have in quarantine as families allows us to have a cultural reset in our homes for our kids. And I think it's really, really beautiful if we grab onto it.
That's really good.
agree.
I love that every day we're coming up with things on certain days that they can look forward to. You guys went on a boat trip the other day, I saw, on the lake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, I'll just make crap up. Like, I mean, every day I'll get up and they're so pumped. I'm like, if you finish your work and you do this and you do your chores, we're going to have a surprise. And most of the time I don't even know what it is, But it's just this excitement that's generated to them of something to look forward to. And it can be really, really simple stuff. But
like the ice cream night. Like, that is a funny thing, is we're realizing how simple it is to make our kids happy.
Right.
Like, we were so bummed that our Disneyland trip was canceled, and our trip here and a trip there. And like one of our surprises, we had an ice cream sundae setup. Like just literally bowls of
love
stuff
that.
they could put on ice cream.
Oh, yeah,
They
it
talked
was.
about it for days.
They
was,
talked
like,
about
the
it for
best
days.
moment of their life.
Kate went out and got like 5 or 6 different toppings, and we put them in different bowls, and they each got to make their own ice cream sundae,
Like however much they wanted.
however much they wanted, and they just
love
talked
that.
for weeks about that.
Yeah.
It's amazing
That's
how
so
you
good.
can name eating ice cream as like an event, and
Yes.
they run with it. They're so excited for it, and it's amazing. And honestly,
good.
it's such good reminders that you don't have to have a lot of money to make it happen. You can be
Totally.
quarantined, and I think the kids are like, talk about feeling like. I'm sure they're loving just like you guys both being home at the same time consistently and just like soaking it up, I feel like I know our kids are. I think the child who is having the most difficult time, I'll tell you, is Mac. I can't remember yours. Is it Zion? Is it
Malachi.
No,
Malachi's.
the 2-year-old?
Zion's the little one.
Yeah, he's having
Zion's
the
the
most
baby.
difficult time just because he's just always on the offense. He has
His
no break
brothers are
from
just
his
attacking
brothers.
him
They're
nonstop.
just like, and
Wrestling, hurting him.
so he's like started growling. Like I'm like, would you be?
He's a different kid now.
Yeah, he's just they're like taking things. So we've really had to crack down on that for sure. But I think like everybody else, and I mean he loves it, but he's also almost 2, so trying to work through his own independence and things like that. Paul tries to read into it. He's like, man, Mac's really getting independent. Who do you think he got that from? And he's like trying to put him. It's like he's 2.
I get the brunt of all the negative characteristics, just so you know, of our kids.
Hey Sean, are you an 8 on the Enneagram?
1,000%.
Yeah.
150,000%.
I knew it.
I have a 7 wing. I'm freaking fun. Okay.
That's her. That's
so
her.
Good. That's so good.
Yeah.
I love 8-7s. That's why I love you.
Hey,
Come on.
I love you too, but sure does it cause some major marriage issues sometimes because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a 7-8.
Ooh.
Yeah. Talk about
Kate's a 9. Kate's a 9-8.
okay.
They call that the bear. The bear.
Love that.
Looks cuddly.
I'm like a koala bear. I look so
Looks
cute.
cuddly. Looks so sweet. But
I
man,
love
that thing will
that.
destroy you.
I know some 9-8s for sure. I love it because I mean, obviously, I can wing over there, and then when I touch an 8, I'm like, you're totally okay with this conversation right now. Like we're connecting
Yes.
on a real way right here.
Yes, totally.
So I love it. Well, we love you guys.
Yes, love you. Thanks for joining us,
Love you
Sean and
guys,
Katie.
too. Of course.
It was so good.
Yeah,
People
you
were
guys are
loving what
amazing.
you were
Thank you.
saying. It was super helpful and talking about creating environments for
Hey,
the home.
last
making it
question
fun.
I got
People
for you.
loved it.
I haven't got to ask you this. When does what's the news on California? What's the phasing back into life?
Yeah.
2026.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I love Kevin Stitt, your governor. What a great guy. I think you guys are probably, I think, you guys in Texas and Tennessee are going to be states that people watch and see what happens. I think California would probably be the last, one of the last to open.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not to get crazy political on here, but we're in a kind of a more rural area, so we're in Northern California. We don't have any cases
We don't
right
even
now.
have one person in the hospital with it. Not one.
Yeah, we have, and we're kind of spread apart, but we're subjected to the laws that are primarily created in places like LA, Sacramento, and San Francisco. So, that's what's really difficult when you have these governors that are over massive states where there's a large portion of the population that's not like, those major cities. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I think they said May 15th that they were going to try to start
Opening.
phasing.
Yeah, start phasing.
Okay.
But I really doubt there'll probably be any big gatherings in California until maybe the late fall at the earliest.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll be coming out your way a lot.
Bro, come to Oklahoma.
see us.
Come lead worship on the rooftop for us.
I'm going to get on that roof, and I'm going to sing you too.
Come on. Come sing You Too with me. Where the streets have no name.
Roll back ORU dorm style, bro.
Come on, bro.
Me and you.
I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Later.
Bye. I think you just.
Okay.
Well, that was fun. That was
That
some of our
was.
friends. We have a lot of other great friends that could say just as much powerful things for sure. But I hope that you guys have some friends that you connect with on a normal basis and just start building that community, people that you really gel with, how that looks is like, Mark and Natalie, Sam and Daniel, as wives and husbands, we're all just as probably close, even though the timing in each other's lives are different. We're all just as close. But Sean is more of a friend to Paul. And I, get to connect with Kate here and there. But what's cool is when you're married, you get to have both relationships. And so I would say, if you're single, I think one of the best gifts that you can give is continuing to build relationships. Single, engaged, married, whatever. Continue to build your, build my good girlfriends relationships, you build your great guy friend relationships, because it's an awesome gift to be able to bring to your marriage. Is just more relationships and people that you can connect with, because you want people. It's so refreshing to be able to hang out with someone that your spouse really gels with, because I love how Paul has some friends, Sean being one of them, where there's certain ones that he'll hang out with, or Mark, Daniel, Chris, all these guys, AJ, John, your brother, all these different friends. Friends bring out different sides of you, and so which is obviously, if you're single, you should be looking at how people interact with their friends and what they're like around them. But different of my friends bring out different sides, and so when we can combine that, I appreciate that. You see different sides of personalities or different things of you that were hidden before in past seasons. Like Paul, you and Sean went to ORU together, and that's a completely different season. And then I have friends that, I'm friends with, that we connect on another level. So it just reminds me, I'm like, oh yeah, 4 kids ago and 10 years ago, even single, I have these fun little things that came out. And I just think, because sometimes with 4 kids, with where we're at, and being even married for, coming up on 11 years in October, I think that in just life and responsibility, you can just kind of forget. Sometimes you can forget who you are, or kind of lose who you are. And so I think it's really important that you continue those friendships with people. And we didn't have a 1, 2, 3 ABC tonight. We just really wanted to have conversations with our friends. We do this on a I would say a normal basis. Just make it, sometimes it's awkward to start the chemistry and see what people that you connect with. But man, it's so worth pressing through that awkwardness to find those people that you really connect with. It's a great gift that you can give to your marriage.
Yeah, I think that's a good word. Yeah, I think just like you heard from Sean and from Katie and Daniel, Sam, Mark, Natalie, everyone's going through their own thing together. And whether you're single or married, we're all in this together. None of us are going through this storm by ourselves. So find that community, like Ashley said, connecting with people, whether it's Zoom calls or like this, the Insta Live chats with people. And I'm on a text thread with Sean Foyt, Banning Liebscher, Eric Johnson, a couple other guys, Dave Perkins, and these pastors and leaders were on there, and we're just encouraging each other. I'm on another text thread with Ashley, Mark and Natalie, Daniel and Sam, some other couples. And again, we're just encouraging each other, praying for each other. We need that. We need each other in this hour. I want to just finish tonight with one last thought, one story. When Daniel and Sam were talking, I kept thinking about the movie Life is Beautiful. And in that movie, World War II is happening. The Jews are being killed by the Nazis. Hitler is taking over. And there's this Italian man who is literally turning the whole thing into like an adventure for his son. His son is like 5 years old, and the son has no clue that he's in the middle of the Holocaust. The son is a Jewish boy, his dad is a Jewish man, and they're in a concentration camp, and the father is showing the son how to change his perspective in the middle of a crisis. And the father is smiling and laughing and dancing and turning the whole thing into this game, this adventure, to where the end of the movie, the father dies. And the boy lives and doesn't realize the father dies. And the boy rides off on a tank. The American soldiers come in, rescue him out of there. But the father, the last thing he tells the son is basically like, keep on smiling. Life is beautiful. Even though it might be painful around you, life is beautiful. I remember just crying through the movie because I remember my dad was like that in the middle of tough times, my dad never let me feel his stress, his anger, his frustration with the government or with the world or with the mayor or with the way that other people were being. And I think as parents, we've got to continue to, it's not about faking it. It's not about sheltering kids from hard times. It's about continuing to allow them to grow up as a child and not immediately become an adult at age 7 because of your anxiety. I think it's continuing to invite all kids, invite all of us on this adventure that life is beautiful. Even when it's painful, it's beautiful. God's up to something good. And so that's something I've been doing with my kids, is just finding ways to keep their minds preoccupied with the beautiful, good things that are happening in life. And then I think too, just the last thoughts that Sean and Katie were talking about, that as couples, we're all in this quarantine and we're discovering what it's like. There is more tension. Ashley, you kind of hit on it the first week, the boiling point, the pressure cooker. Before we end tonight, you want to share any last thoughts on that?
Oh, talk about tension. You guys can see down here, but when we were like split screen, Paul kept doing like these little things, and I'm like, I cannot read your hand signals. I have no idea. So when I was like doing this, was like, I can't read what you're saying. What do you mean? Use your words. Anyways, yes. What were you talking about? The pressure cooker?
Yes.
Yes, in our home. It feels like a pressure cooker. We are all in there. I've cooked with an Instapot a few times for sure, and you just throw everything in there all at the same time. And the crock pot, you can do the same thing, but it takes longer to cook. But the Instapot, you can put all the same stuff in there, sometimes the same recipe, and it cooks it faster. And I feel like we all just got thrown in an Instapot, and we're all just having to get like all these ingredients real fast, and it feels like it's long, but not compared to like this will end. So not compared to like the rest of our life. This is short, even though it feels long. This will change and shift. But we, homeschool a mom overnight, working from home, people who work at home full time overnight, all these things overnight. And it's just like, I just felt like this, like when the Instapot is ready, there's like this little steam thing. It's like, you know what I mean? And it goes off, and then you have to wait to open it until it's like not too hot. And honestly, that is how I have kind of felt at the beginning. I don't as much feel that now, but at the beginning, it was just kind of like, whoa. We were all getting a crash course of everything, but it's revealed a lot. And I think that, what Sam was saying earlier, we've had that conversation that, in a marriage, in relationships, a lot of times we are hurting and healing from something at the same time. It may not be the exact same thing that we are hurting and healing from, or it could be, but there's a lot of dancing between both of those emotions. And you don't agree, Paul? Because the way that you're looking, why don't you come up here? Because you just look completely uninterested in what I'm saying.
No, I am. I'm honestly focusing on it.
Okay. Well, what are you focusing on? How do you feel about that?
I think it's really good. I think I am now coming to the end of the day because I've been going early this morning. So I'm focused on what you're saying. Okay, so we'll pick
back up tomorrow.
And I'm falling asleep. We love everybody.
We're just trying to let you know we all have stuff we're trying to work through.
It has been a long day.
It is.
We're
You
coming
planned
to
it.
the end
You
of the
planned it.
night.
It was good. It was good though. You planned it at this
Okay.
time of the night. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow as we work through issues with the heart healer because we need some heart healers tomorrow. Healers with a plural.
Amen.
All
Night,
right.
night.
Peace out. Night night.